Hello, people, and this is the YouTube intro, I guess. Oh no, I'm playing Starseeker in The Secret of the Sorceress Standoff. Whoa, pause the video. I got a few things to mention before we continue this. Number one, yes, it is like a 2-hour video, but Starseeker is definitely a game that deserves the full 2 hours, simply because it's mostly voice acting. There cannot be any funny moments when I am speaking everything that the game is telling me. And two, before you watch this video, I actually think you should go buy this game on Steam. It's only $4.99. It's fantastic. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I think you should play it and then go watch me play it or something. You need to show this person love. All right, because I want more of Starseeker. I want a sequel. Number 3. Now, all right. Yeah, I was gone for a little bit. Okay, I went on vacation with the family. You know, I was working on the special project that is coming out. Some of you know what it is, some of you don't. If you know what it is, please no spoilers. I wanted a surprise when it gets dropped. But yeah, while working on all that, I realized, hey, I have this Assassin's Creed Valhalla video I need to finish editing and upload. But I looked at the calendar, I was like, man, it's almost the end of August. I guess I took a month off. My brain wanted to take a month off. So that's essentially where I was. But yes, the project is coming soon. It's what I mentioned literally in the next clip. I just wanted to stop, pause the video, tell you guys, hey, this is a special, quick and easy to, upload, get another video out there, and it is 2 hours long. It's not the usual funny moments, and I'm sorry about that. The funny moments will continue in the next video, because the next time I stream, which is on Tuesday now, well, this Tuesday is the one that I'm streaming on now. It's going to usually be Sundays, but if there's a pay-per-view on Sunday, because I gotta watch that all out, brother. I gotta watch Chris Jericho lose to MJF and never wrestle again. I'm not gonna stream while that's happening. I'm certainly not gonna stream afterwards. I'm gonna be burnt out. So I decided, you know what? I'll stream on Tuesday night instead, and that will be Chernobyl Light. And again, another game. Don't worry, we'll finish these games, hopefully. I don't have a good track record of finishing games. So I'll press play real quick on this video again, get you guys on your way. It's 2 hours. I'm already wasting your time enough as it is. Might as well not waste it enough anymore. So I'll see you boys later. I forgot to record an outro for the video, so I'm just going to do it now. Saberleaf Network wants me to say we are the one true source of media, but from me personally to you, I want all of you to know to stay golden, pony boys. I don't know. I bought this game for less than $10 or around $10. I don't know. This is in a period where I just bought a bunch of random games for less than $10, and this is one of them. Announcement time. I don't need any more help with the project that I'm working on. I found some stuff to help me, so be on the lookout for that. It's getting released sooner rather than later. I'm going to turn down this game. So yeah, from what I know about this game is I'm solving a mystery. I'm gonna move my cursor. Somebody got shot. Yeah, what was that? Probably just one of the tenants broke something. I'll chew them out in the morning. I do voice acting, not that much. I don't know how to voice act that guy. Alright, let me actually try. The alarm. Fire. The fire alarm. A fire in my property. Hello? 911. There's a gunshot in my building, and then I don't know where. The fire alarm's going off. Send someone quick. Okay, sir. Emergency services are on their way. They better hurry. There's any trouble in my building here. Yeah, acknowledged, sir. Don't worry. Our people are the best around. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Star Seeker in The Secret of the Sorcerer's Standoff. Yo, how's it going? You. Me. Calling me in at 3 in the morning? What's your problem, boss man?
You blonde kid, we're the police. There's a dead body right there.
Sure, but this has got to do with wizards, right? This is a magic situation. You bring me in as a consultant on illegal magic, not as a beat cop.
It's look at him.
Looks dead.
Looks wizard smart, Alec. Get an eyeful of this place.
Okay. Yeah, looks like the dead guy's probably a wizard. Still, what exactly do you need me for? Something weird with how he died?
I'll say. For one thing, there's more than one dead body here. Take a look under that sheet.
Gross.
We don't know who this guy is, why he got involved with that wizard, or why they're both dead. There's a lot of pieces that don't add up with this case, and I've got more than probable cause to say magic was involved. So that's it. You're helping out today, Wiz Kid, unless you want to violate your parole.
Sheesh, fine, old man. How about you give me your best guess, your hypothesis about what happened here? I'll use my deductive talents and magical know-how to fill in the blanks, and we'll have this chore done before breakfast.
Sounds good. First, we know for sure. 2:40 a.m., we received a call from the landlord reporting a fire. According to the caller, the fire started at 2:35 a.m.
Alright, 2:40, okay.
Before that, the caller heard a gunshot at 2:10 a.m. He ignored it at the time, but it was probably connected to this case somehow.
Somehow.
Don't get ahead of yourself, kid. First thing we did was set up a police perimeter and started a search based on likely escape routes. We still haven't found a suspect.
Those cops are all over the place. They got a perimeter and search party set up, and the rest of the city's on alert.
We arrived on the scene at 2:50 a.m. and after initial investigation, I called you in because you dragged your feet. It's 3:20 a.m. right now.
3:20, 1 hour off from the drugs number. So what did that initial investigation turn up?
You
got some clues for me to work with, right?
Listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You see those yellow cards? All the evidence has been labeled and recorded, see?
But did you find anything useful?
Listen, kid, what it is you think detectives do?
Find clues, solve crimes.
Don't be stupid. A detective's job is to go over the crime scene and put little yellow cards next to everything so someone else can come by later and put it all in labeled bags. Listen, solving this crime is optional, see? Everyone's dead. Nobody's pressing charges. All I need to do is get everything neat for the books.
Then why'd you even wake me up at 3 in the morning then?
Because getting everything neat for the books means following procedure. And procedure calls for calling in an arcane consultant when magic's involved.
So I'm here as a formality then.
Well,
Are you done briefing the consultant, Officer Fellini? Who's she?
Dr. Opal White of Forensic, my wife's ex, here to support the investigation with forensic stuff. I'd like this to look good, understand? She acts polite, but she'll take any excuse to drag me through the mud. Serious grudge.
Oh, you want me to help you look good, Leo?
Please, I know we don't quite get along, but
something in it for me?
I'll push to shorten your parole. Just at least pretend to take this seriously, okay?
I'll hold you to that, boss man. Excuse me, what are you two muttering about? This is the consultant, right? That's me, Star Seeker at your service. Leo here was just about to brief me on the case.
Oh, yes. Looks like the guy by the door, whoever he is, died somehow. I'd bet dollars to donuts we'll find a cause of death around here somewhere.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
We've also got us a dead wizard, but we don't know what kind exactly. We'll need to figure out cause of death for him, too. We got some kind of hologram by the door here. Where'd it come from? Some sort of hocus-pocus antics, no doubt, blasted wizards.
None taken.
What?
Sorry, did you say no offense?
No, I didn't.
That's fair.
Oh, and there's a suspicious wizard statue sitting there. Don't know where that's from either. Lord knows what that's all about.
Is that it?
Well, I'm sure there's more to it. Take a look around, see what you can find. Move around with the probably arrow keys, and press space to inspect stuff around the crime scene.
Right, and X is cancel, and I can use return to save or change options. If I find any evidence, I can press A or D to review it in my head.
If you think you've got an answer to one of my questions, talk to me to go over the hypothesis.
Right, let's get down to business, yeah? Sheesh, this guy's almost unrecognizable. Well, except for the ears. Some kind of elephant man? No idea who this guy is, though. I'll make a note of the state of the what's left of the body.
His body lying in the ash by the door. It's been singed pretty badly, but it might still be recognizable, holding an unloaded gun. Whoa.
Looks like it worked. Leo would put me back in the clink if I used unauthorized magic in front of him, but Lightning Bolt Mine doesn't need any words to activate. All I have to do is press A or D, and the only thing it affects is my head, so Officer Fellini won't know anything's up. This spell lets me speed up my thoughts, so it seems like the whole outside world stands still. Inside my own head, I can recall all evidence I've gathered and remind myself what I have to work with. The most important thing I know is what I don't know yet, uncertainty. It can be fun to come up with crazy explanations, but I'm losing my way. It always helps to make sure I understand the question. Oh, and then there's that thing. I installed that a while ago as a sort of photographic memory thing, but really it only works for the last few things people said. I guess it's kind of useful if I zone out and miss something important. If I talk to the log, it'll repeat the last 20 lines of dialogue. Then there's all the hard facts. As I look over the crime scene, I'll collect evidence like this. I can look at it directly to refresh myself on the details. Or I can hit X to put it in or out of my mind. Why would I want to do that? I mean, you've seen the crime scene, right? It's a mess out there. There's bound to be evidence I just don't need at some point. Things that we already figured out. The point of red herrings or enigmas we just can't see being useful yet. If I turn off the lights with X, the evidence won't come to mind when people ask me questions. Of course, if I'm wrong and some piece of evidence turns out to be important later, I can always come back and turn it back on by pressing X. That's all there is to it. Toggle Lightning Bolt Mind by pressing A or D and turn evidence on or off with X. Thanks to this, Leo's gonna think I'm a real super sleuth. This lady. What was her name? Wida? Right, Dr. Opal Wida. Can I help you? Yeah, what's with the machine? What's with that big machine you've got there?
Machine?
Yeah, that microscope-looking dealie.
It's a microscope. So you've already identified it correctly. Good work.
A giant microscope on wheels?
Yes.
I mean, the obvious question I've got here is how come it's so big? Aren't microscopes usually conveniently desk-sized?
It's when it's bigger, you can fit more lenses and increase the focal length, which means I can see smaller things.
What kind of things do you need to see that a regular microscope can't handle?
Well, evidence and traces of things.
What, like individual molecules?
It's not that powerful, but an individual bacterium, for instance.
Would you need to get up close and personal with germs?
Well, when dealing with pathology cases, or did Fellini put you up to this?
Huh? What? No. Put me up to what? Asking you about your microscope?
He hates me. He'll do anything to see me gone. I don't know what he'd accomplish by looking into my equipment, but
yeah, no, I was just curious. No need to drag the boss man into it. Sheesh, what's with these two? Yeah, so is that thing yours?
That no, it's I don't know what that's doing here. It's just sort of, it was chained up when I got here.
So you got nothing to do with it, huh? So that raises the question, what is it doing here? Leo's hypothesis doesn't really account for the goat at all.
That'd be because it's not a crime to own a goat, right?
Sure, but it's still weird.
Do you have some sort of guess?
Well, I don't know what's up with the goat, but I'm sure it's got something to do with this crime, right? There's a whole lot of weirdness going on. An inexplicable goat seems right at home.
Then should we have Fellini draft an evidence card for it?
He didn't already, huh? Well, I'll take a look and see what I can figure it out.
I investigate the goat, man. Yo, goat.
So, there's a goat. Is this your goat?
Of course not. It was here when we arrived.
So you don't have a pet goat is what you're saying.
No,
Looks like it doesn't agree.
But that ma could mean anything. Why would I don't have time for a goat.
You're hurting its feelings.
I'm not affiliated with this animal.
Sure. You saw it all. Oh, huh? You know exactly what happened. I see.
What is it? Did you cast some kind of speak with animal spell?
What? No, goats can't talk.
Oh, that's too bad.
I was just being friendly, Doc. You should try it.
I'll pass.
Yep. A charred corpse. What a way to go. Huh? This guy's got a statue of another wizard in his lair? Looks kind of menacing, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm no fan of the creepy statue. I can't shake the feeling it's important to this case, though.
Well, I don't see anything interesting about it now.
That goat has something to do with this, dude. I'm telling you. No, keep that goat on.
It's, Hey, what's this?
It's a bathtub. What, you never seen a bathtub before?
I mean, I thought it might be, but it's covered with the curtain. I'll just look underneath then.
Hey, watch it. You can't do that.
Huh?
She's right. No disturbing the evidence. Hands off, remember?
No disturbing. What if there's some important clue under there, though?
Then you'll just have to leave it alone, don't you think?
What? Are you serious? I can't just move a curtain aside.
Look, kid, I'm doing things by the book today. Got it? Nobody's ever gonna find a reason to get me written up.
Well, we'll see about that.
Now, if you can establish probable cause to look inside proof this bathtub is concealing important evidence, then that's another story.
So I gotta prove there's something under there before I check whether there's something important under there?
That's the long and short of it. You're a smart kid. Get looking.
Hey, here's where the goods are at.
Huh?
Spell books. All that sweet good knowledge.
This ain't a candy store, whiz kid. Here to investigate a crime, not load up on illegal magic.
Hey now, you don't trust me? I swear I'll just keep to the stuff that's relevant to the case.
You better, Seeker.
So let's see. Oh, it's trash.
Trash?
Yeah, it's all 101 stuff. I already know most of this junk, except for all this class-specific stuff.
What do you mean, class-specific?
Like, there's 2 big books here, spell books for Go Wizardry and Stop Wizardry. Those spells only work if you're a certain type of wizard.
That's what I figured. You guys come in types, right?
I mean, not usually. If you take a class, you sacrifice all your other magic so you can use spells from a list of class-restricted stuff. So it's pretty good if the dead guy here is one of these types. It means there's only so many spells he could have used here.
Narrows down what we have to worry about, huh?
Yeah, but it's worthless to me. Let's see. Which spell book should I check out first? Man, what? This book is completely baby school. It's only got 3 low-level spells. I guess let's check it out. First, we got Portable Hole. This one's level 1. It warps space a little and makes holes through things without damaging them. It can make holes up to 2 meters wide and 4 meters deep. Pretty impressive for a beginner's spell. And looks like it lasts until the caster gets more than 6 meters away from the hole or until they end it. What's next up? Reversing Rune, huh? This one's pretty cool. You draw this symbol on something or stick a sticker with it on something. If it's moving, it turns around and goes backwards. Like stick it on a car and suddenly it's going against traffic. Or stick it on yourself if you're falling and you fly into the air. That one's a level 1 spell too. What else is there? You gotta be level 2 to cast this last one. It's called Emergency Exit. Some fancy fire magic here. It lets you use fire as a portal to teleport through. If you cast it, you're immune to fire for 30 seconds. You can pop over to any fire within 2 kilometers.
2 kilometers, yeah. Hey, widen the search perimeter. The perp might have had a 2-kilometer head start. That's right, as many men as you need. Step on it.
On top of spells, there's also some diagrams and tattoos you need to be Go Wizard. That's it for Go Wizardry. Kind of a lame spellbook, to be honest. If I want to get over what I just learned, I should press A or D to remember it.
Okay, well, obviously the fire is connected with the spell here. That's important. I'm going to say that's not important for now because we don't know about the hole. This guy's important. I'm going to assume the goat's not important. This is important with the flame magic. This is important because of the one thing, and this is obviously important. All right.
Here's where they keep the spell books. There's only 2 important ones here, a book on Go Magic and a book on Stop Magic. Which spell book should I check out? This is a kind of an introductory text, not much high-level stuff here. We got Living Memory, a level 1 spell. Projects a static image of a specific moment in time according to how you remembered it. Looks like it's got a duration of 2 hours.
Damn, that would have been useful for the goat.
Then there's Mass Arrest Momentum. This one's level 1 too.
1, 2.
2, as in it's also level 1. Sheesh. Anyway, this spell is sort of your basic freeze. Anything in the Stop Wizard's sight just sort of stops in time. You can still see stuff and think, though, and you can break out if you're strong enough.
Strong enough?
You gotta pass a Constitution saving throw. If you're beefy enough or the Stop Wizard tried to freeze too much, or you're just lucky, bam, spell over. Starts moving again. Otherwise, it lasts until the Stop Wizard decides to end it. Lastly, we got Flesh to Stone. Yikes, this one's level 2.
That's the wizard.
Level what 2? Level 1.
You're doing that on purpose, to mess with me.
I would never dream of such a thing.
Yeah, sure. Whatever, Flesh to Stone lets you turn someone or something into a statue. Pretty nasty stuff. Looks like you can't use it if the target already has a status effect, though. If you try, the spell rebounds on you. Not fun. Oh, and apparently you need some special tattoos to be a Stop Wizard. That's about all this book's got. Give me a break. This is kid stuff. Want to go over what I just learned? I should press A or D to remember it.
Okay, so... what was this one? That's important. I know exactly why that's important.
A living statue of wizard kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Dude, this is a wizard. But alright, I'll just look at everything.
Oh hey, check this out.
Yeah.
A bottle of premium extra virgin's blood. This is the good stuff. Really expensive too. By the looks of this place, they had to save up their money to buy it.
Virgin's blood? What in Sham Hill do they have that for?
I mean, all kinds of things. Just about any sacrificial ritual you can name calls for at least a drop of it. This is pretty basic stuff, Leo. You sure you're a detective?
It's your job to know creepy facts about magic, not mine. What's this mean for the case?
Nothing really. Just standard wizarding supplies like you'd expect any decent sorcerer to have on hand. Only thing weird about it is how IN this particular bottle is. They're probably planning something big.
Oh, that's important because of that. He has a tattoo, so he's a flame guy. I'm telling you, this guy is a stone guy.
That's weird.
What is?
This book looks like it's describing some sort of demonic ritual. This one's pretty complicated, though. I'll just flip through it. Wait. Huh?
What is it?
You can't turn those pages. That's disturbing the crime scene.
Huh? Wait, reading books counts as disturbing the crime scene?
You gotta touch it to turn the pages, right? That's not allowed.
Okay, so I guess I'll just blow on the pages to flip them?
But no, you can't. That counts as touching them.
There's no way that counts.
Yes it does. Hands off, Seeker.
Seriously?
Look, I'm not giving her an inch with this. We follow procedure to the letter. Got it?
Fine.
You can touch the book when we got probable cause to disturb the scene.
God, this guy's he's dead, alright. This the victim?
Most likely. Here's the guy who owns the room anyway.
So he's the guy responsible for this place being a huge dump, huh? We got a name on this guy?
No.
Huh? How do we not have a name?
Well, I took a look at the lease. Seems the man signed his name as none of your business.
None of your business.
Yep, none of your business, and then a little angry face.
Man, that ain't subtle. You'd think he'd at least come up with a plausible fake name, yeah? Anyway, dang, he's got a bullet wound in him and there's blood all over the floor. Seems kinda open and shut. His robes are kinda burnt, but it looks like most of him was untouched. I think the bullets what did him in. And he's holding a candle. It's not lit, but it used to be, judging by the wick.
Oh, that's a candle? Phew, I was kind of worried that was a stick of dynamite.
Why would he have dynamite on him? Anyway, hey, he's got those tattoos from the book. We can use those to figure out what kind of wizard he is.
That's about the size of it. What's got us worried is that we don't know what happened to the other guy.
That shard thing near the door?
Yep, Beardy here is no mystery.
Alright, so this is obvious. He's this wizard. He burned. Okay. No, I'm just gonna turn fucking everything on. Fuck it. Everything gets turned on. Bam. I know what happened to this guy. He got turned to stone. He got turned to stone.
Dang, are you seeing this, Leo?
What, the table?
Yeah, the table. It's got a real nice gram here.
A pentagram? Isn't that the shape wizards use to cast evil spells?
Yeah, Leo, it's the shape wizards use to cast evil spells. There's no artistry or subtle craftsmanship involved. It's just a shape, and it's just so evil.
Don't get smart with me, kid. That thing's for summoning demons, right?
You can use it to summon a demon, sure, but they've got a wide variety of applications depending on the way you inscribe the...
You draw the shape different and it does different stuff.
You're oversimplifying.
Maybe, kid, maybe. I'm not here to gawk at how good your dead wizard buddies are at geometry, alright? Tell me what that thing was for.
Well, I can't really say, actually. It looks like it burned up before they could finish it.
Finish it?
You know, finish it, detail stuff, runes, sigils, inscriptions, the works. It's a basic tool for sacrificial rituals. Without more context, I can't say what they were up to.
You can't just analyze the trace magics or something?
If this were a dead architect and you handed me a piece of blank grid paper to analyze.
Fine, fine. Just keep that thing in mind.
Huh? This is a puddle of wax.
Looks like it. The color made me think blood at first, but it's definitely wax when you look close.
There's some candles in this puddle, half melted. Well, some are completely melted. You can see the wicks floating in it, right?
Oh yeah, was wondering what those stringy things were.
They're white. Doesn't look like these candles were ever actually lit.
So something melted a bunch of unlit candles on the floor.
Probably the big huge fire that apparently happened right next to them, yeah. Geez, what a mess. I'm guessing this is where the fire was?
That'd be a good guess, yeah.
There's a lot of ash. It's probably weird. That's pretty weird, right?
What did you expect? There was a fire.
Yeah, but for, what, less than 15 minutes? Whatever burnt to an unrecognizable crisp here burned up really quick.
That's a bone.
And, what's this sticking out of the pile? Some sort of wire? Actually, there's a few wires sticking out of this pile, and that's about it. They look kind of like unwound coat hangers.
Looks more like baling wire to me.
Baling wire?
Baling wire for baling hay or straw like you do on a farm.
Oh yeah, one of those farms I'm all the time hanging out on, so I would totally know what that is. Huh, this guy looks familiar.
You've probably seen the wanted posters. His name is Slick Him Up, and he's got 6 counts of armed robbery on his head.
And now he's a ghost. Should you have called?
The Ghostbusters aren't real, Seeker.
They're real, in my heart.
And anyway, no, this is some kind of hologram or something. You're the wizard, you figure it out.
But yeah, I think I've heard something about these. This looks like what the Stop Wizardry spellbook said about living memory. I should talk to Leo and see if I can draw a connection.
So the living memory, okay. Here's what I got. So that's connected. That's the robber who got burnt. A statue of the wizard, the goat, knows about it. So let me turn off. I should probably keep that on. No. Let me turn off everything that doesn't matter in this case.
So I couldn't help but notice.
Found a clue, did you?
I mean, you really don't know who the dead guy is. He's burned up, but...
Who do you think it is?
I mean, it's gotta be Slick 'em Up, right? The guy in the hologram? He looks exactly the same, is the thing.
You'd think that, would you? But think again, kid. The body's burnt to crisp, see? When the corpse is burnt, you can't identify it.
But look, he's wearing the same clothes. He's the same height. It's him.
You don't know that. What if it's someone else and they just switched his clothes?
Why would they? You're saying they disguised a different body as Slick 'em Up, then burnt him alive?
Criminals are sneaky, kid.
And they just had Slick's clothes lying around because...
Shouldn't I be asking you that question? Figure it out.
I'm not gonna figure out the secret underlying cause of a wild guess that you just made up with no evidence just to make things more exciting, man. Can't we just, for 1 minute, entertain the wild theory that this guy who looks exactly like the deceased is actually the freaking deceased?
Bah, fine. Suck all the fun out of my job, why don't you?
Although I probably am going to run into some convoluted junk like that eventually.
This crook here from the hologram tried to rob this dump but ended up dead somehow. There's a cause of death.
Can't tell why this guy died, huh?
I could make a guess, but I'd rather leave it to you.
Yeah, I think I already have the evidence I need to figure this one out.
Yeah, I need to turn it on though. It was flame portal / fire. I'm gonna say it was the...
I mean, it's easy enough to tell just by looking at the guy. There was that fire earlier, right? Guy's toast.
You think he burned to death?
Well, I don't know how else it would have happened. There was only one gunshot and only one guy bleeding out.
Yes, the state of the body is consistent with burning to death, yes.
That good enough for now, Leo?
Yeah, I guess so.
We've also got us a dead wizard, but we don't know what kind of exactly. We'll need to figure out a cause of death for him too. Okay. So I got it. Granted, I know what you are. Alright, so here. So you're done, you're done, you're done. So boom wizard, he died. Boom, boom, boom. This guy killed him. He died from a gunshot. Fire doesn't matter. I'll think that might matter. We'll just go with that for now.
Okay, I got it. This guy's a go wizard.
Oh, what makes you so sure?
Check it out. He's got those tattoos on his face, right? Those tattoos match the tattoos in the Go Wizard spellbook. Makes it pretty obvious what he is.
Are you sure that's not a trick? Could just be face paint. Go check.
Dude, no way. You want me to rub down a dead guy's face?
Justice is messy, kid.
If you think I'm gonna...
I've already inspected the body, actually. It's definitely, it doesn't come off. Those are tattoos, certainly.
Thank you, forensics lady. Even though you said we weren't supposed to touch anything, you just admitted to breaking that rule. Not that I'm complaining, saves me having to poke the guy's weird, dead sort of gaunt face. So that answers that. The stiff's a go, wizard.
All right, then what's next?
Hypothesis updated.
Bam, look at that. Look at that.
Well, he's got a bleeding hole in him, is the thing. I think maybe he got shot.
You sure about that, kid?
I mean, there was a gunshot earlier, and here's a guy with a bullet hole in him. This case doesn't exactly call for Sherlock Holmes, does it?
What about those robes? Look like they've been burnt. You don't think he died from the fire?
Or probably not. The scorch marks don't really reach the rest of him. It's just the clothes. I doubt this guy even got burned, much less, like, burned up.
Guess you're right there. Let's go with that for now.
Hypothesis updated.
Alright, so this
Crook here from the hologram tried to rob this dump, but ended up burned to death. There's also a dead go wizard who got shot and set on fire. It looks like the bullet was the cause of death. We got some kind of hologram by the door here. Where'd it come from? Some sort of hocus pocus antics, no doubt, blasted wizards. Alright, I know exactly where it came from, and I know exactly who it is. Let me open this bitch up. Let me turn you on. I need the goat boy. I'll need any more of you. Boom, 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 bada bing, bada boom.
I mean, it's slick him up, right?
It's a picture of him, sure, but it's a weird one. You got to explain to me what it is and ended up looking like him.
Might be worth reading up at the bookshelf to find out what sort of magic was being done here.
Oh, okay, so I need the magic. Okay, if I need the magic, then it's this.
That hologram by the door, it's exactly what the effect of a living memory spell looks like.
Oh, what now?
The thing from the Stop Magic book. The thing that projects an image of a moment frozen in time according to how the caster remembers it.
Oh, right, that thing I was paying attention to.
Yeah, that one.
So that's the spell, is it? Something doesn't add up, though. You said that spell can only be cast by a stop wizard, but there's no one like that around. Do you think it's one of the dead bodies?
Maybe, but there could be some other explanation the stop wizard could have run or hid, or could it be?
Hypothesis updated.
We got a living memory projection by the door here, but no stop wizards to be found, so where'd it come from? I know exactly where it came from. Let me... Where's that statue?
Is my statue not in the... So you know what? The statue's not in the thing, so let me just turn on the statue thing.
It could be a statue made by flesh to stone. Like maybe the stone in question is some sort of blue crystal and...
Walk over and touch the hologram. Or more accurately, you walk over and don't.
Nuts, not a statue. Could be a different stop spell though.
What? No. He's not frozen. It's a hologram.
It's a goat.
A what?
Well, it's like a ghost, right? And ghost is only like one S away from goat, so... Hey, shut up, I'm onto something here.
No, Seeker, no, you are not.
What? So it's that. Is the statue in here? Can I look at the statue again?
A looming statue of a wizard kinda giving me the heebie-jeebies.
This is the fucking wizard!
It could be someone frozen in place by massive rest momentum.
You think?
Nah, I'd still be solid if that were the case. Could be a different stop spell, though.
Yeah, so flesh to stone. Oh, so it was supposed to be the spell again? That's fucking stupid, brother.
Living memory. That spell from the book, it creates a hologram of.
No, I don't want to know what it is. I mean, I do want to know that, but that's my other question. When I say where'd it come from, I mean, I want to know how it got there. Who or what made it happen? Oh,
Okay. This is fucking stupid. Then it came from this fucking wizard.
I can't tell if the hologram has stop wizard tattoos since the guy in it is wearing a coat. Anyway, I don't think holograms can be wizards, so this is probably a dead end.
It's not. I know who the fuck. It's this guy, but he's not in the fucking records.
Or a likely story.
What?
You've been standing right here next to that goat the whole time. Why is that, huh?
I'm keeping an eye on it, and I'm staying out of the way of.
You know what I think? I think that's baloney. I think you and that goat are best friends.
What?
You wanted to bring your goat friend along to work, but that wasn't allowed. So you chained it up and pretended it was part of the crime scene.
Do you have some sort of compulsion to come up with ridiculous theories?
I'll thank you not to make fun of my player character disease, ma'am.
I know exactly what happened. This motherfucker right here, this son of a bitch that I'm jacking off to, is the fucking wizard. I know for a fucking fact. So if I... Come on. Dude, what the fuck? You know, fuck it. Let's see if I can do something else.
Dude, I think I figured it out.
What's got you all excited?
That level 2 spell, a stop wizard can cast flesh to stone, but that spell can backfire. If it backfires, the wizard who cast it gets turned to stone themselves, which means that statue isn't just a statue, it used to be a real stop wizard.
That's a pretty wild theory, but, I mean, how else would we explain that thing? I guess this means that that statue used to be a stop wizard and he tried to pull something during the incident.
We know there had to be one here anyway, since someone cast living memory.
Yep, all adds up.
I don't know how it backfired, but I do know where it came from.
Leo, you feeling alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why, do I not look fine?
I mean, we just established that statue was a stop wizard like a minute ago. He's right there.
Oh, right. Just haven't had my coffee yet. It's like 3 in the morning. Takes me a while to connect the dots.
Yeah, hang in there, boss.
Looks like Stop Wizard cast a spell here.
Living memory casted this illusion.
This will... How did it backfire? How would it have backfired? Should I just turn everything? You know what? Fuck it. Let's try that. Let's turn everything on. And see if I can figure out why it backfired. Alright, let's start with the fire.
Well, I think the target was probably that guy by the door.
What makes you say that?
Well, he's pretty crispy, unlike the other guy who just got his clothes singed. We can be sure he was on fire at some point.
Sure, that makes sense, but what's that got to do with the statue?
Well, remember the spell description for Flesh to Stone? It backfires if the target has a status effect. burning is a pretty classic status effect. Ask anyone.
I don't know about that. You don't think he'd notice?
Huh?
That the guy was on fire and that the spell would backfire. Seems like the first thing you'd check if you wanted to cast something like that.
Well, that's true, but maybe he wasn't thinking of the non-magical fire as something that would count. I mean, these guys are pretty inexperienced, judging by their library.
Alright, then I'll trust your judgment on this
Access
one.
updated.
I feel like that's wrong.
Alright, then it looks like we got the basic facts of the case down finally. That crook Slick 'em Up tried to rob these wizards but ended up burning to death. There's also a dead go wizard who got shot and got set on fire. Looked like the bullet was caused death.
I'm starting to think that it wasn't that it was the hole in his, that he got a hole in him, and the wizard couldn't see the hole. Wait, I need to look at his body. Wait, because no, it would disappear because he's 6 feet away.
On top of that, it looks like the stop wizard cast a spell here, live in memory, to make an illusion of what happened. They tried to cast flesh to stone on the robber to finish him off, but since the robber was on fire, it counted as a status effect and the stop wizard turned to stone. But there's a couple suspicious details we still haven't figured out. Like, how did the fire start, and why didn't Slick escape before getting burned alive?
I don't think it matters, does it?
Huh?
You know what happened, don't you? Why don't you just file your report already? I also don't think we need to spend too much more time in this hole in the wall.
Is that so? Seeker, we're not done here. Is anything else catching your eye?
Yeah, I see what you mean. The whole fire situation is pretty spish.
Spish?
Spish, like short for suspicious.
I see.
So the whole fire angle on this situation is way spish. Plus, you said the landlord heard a gunshot at 2:10, but the fire didn't start until 2:35. That's spish too. What was happening for all that time?
I don't know, but I'm ordering you right now to never say spish again.
Buzz off, Leo. You're not the boss of me.
I'm literally the boss of you.
Black friggin' killjoy, wise guy. Suspiciousness aside, and you better pay me back for the cost of all those syllables. This can't be the whole story. If not because of all the open questions, and because of how there's like a zillion pieces of evidence we still haven't used. There's no way this game has that many red herrings. Game? I mean, case, whatever. Anyway, Leo, we doing this the same as before? You have questions, I come up with answers?
This really isn't necessary. Can't we just go home?
I'm deciding that mom means no. Get back to work.
Access updated.
But how did the fire start, and why didn't Slick 'em Up escape? I know both of those reasons. Oh yeah, I forgot I have them all checked. How'd the fire start?
So, what if the Go Wizard wanted to get the heck out of Dodge?
Huh?
That emergency exit spell, if there were a fire, he could have tried to use it to escape from him up. So he started a fire, and
Hold on. You're getting ahead of yourself again. What I want to know is how the fire actually got started. You're spinning some kind of story about motive. Could be you're right. You're probably right, but let's take things one at a time. Method first, then motive.
got it, I'll keep that in mind.
How'd the fire start? That it was the candle.
Well, you know that candle the wizard's holding?
What about it?
Well, the wick's gone black. If you look at those melted candles on the floor, you'll see there's 4 of them, right? But more importantly, the wicks aren't black. They've never been lit. That 5th candle, one for each point of the star on the table, I bet had to be on fire at some point. If the other candles melted without burning, that means this one was probably lit recently. And since the wizard's holding the only recent source of fire, he's probably the one who started it.
I don't know. There's a lot of other possible explanations, so we should keep our eyes open. For now, though, we'll run with that and see where it takes us. That said, even if we know why there was a source of fire in the first place, there's one heck of a blaze going on to leave a pile of ashes like that. What caught fire, and how did it spread?
Let me get back to you on that one.
Access updated.
Candle the Go Wizard's holding probably started the fire, but how did it spread? It spread using the haywire.
So here's what I'm thinking. Whatever burned up over here had to be really flammable, right?
I guess so. The fire burnt itself out at most 15 minutes after the alarm went off before we showed up. The smoke was mostly clear by then, so it's probably sooner than that.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And I think I know what it was that went up in smoke.
Yeah,
Those are wires. They were used for binding hay bales. They probably got a bunch of stacked in the corner to feed that goat. Yeah, buddy, I know. Where'd all the food go, right?
That'd explain why there's no charcoal or debris in that pile besides the wires. Yeah, alright then. But now that we have an idea of what caught fire and who started, we still need a why.
A why?
That's right. Did the wizard start the fire on purpose, or was it an accident?
Does it really matter? You know what caused the fire, so I speculate about the motives of a dead man.
What, you don't want to know?
I just think it's a waste of time.
And this is a police investigation. Wasting time is practically our chief responsibility. Figure it out, Seeker.
You got it, boss.
Hypothesis updated.
But was it on accident or was it on purpose? I'm gonna say it was on purpose because of...
Wait a minute. At first I thought setting his own apartment on fire didn't make any sense except as an accident, but that emergency exit spell, walking through fires to teleport. If he wanted to get away from the guy blocking the door and pointing a gun at him, he could set something on fire and cast the spell. Get the heck out of Dodge.
And you just happen to have a lit candle to do it with.
Well, it's pretty obvious they were in the middle of setting up some kind of ritual when Slick showed up. He probably just lit that candle and was getting ready to use it to light the others.
So then what? He lit himself on fire.
I'm not sure. He might have gone to go light the hay on fire. Maybe he just used his own robes. Yeah, either way, it sure didn't work the way he wanted.
Something went wrong and the blaze went out of control, huh? What do you think happened?
Let me think about that one.
Hypothesis updated.
Says Crook here from the hologram tried to rob this dump but ended up burned to death. For the Go Wizard got shot, looks like he tried to seek the hay on fire and cast emergency. Looked like it failed somehow though.
Why would it have failed? Let's check. Let's check. Why? Because he's only immune for 30 seconds.
Well, if he was trying to use emergency exit but his robes got charred, maybe he had used the spell before and was expecting it to work differently. Like it says, it makes you immune to fire, but maybe it doesn't make your clothes immune to fire. Or maybe he cast it at the wrong time and he was already on fire before he cast it. Either way, he could have panicked and aborted the spell.
Makes sense. It's not a sure thing though. Your progeny messed up in that specific way. There's no more obvious problem in the way of him casting it.
What, like?
Still, why didn't Slick escape? I know the reason.
So what if Slick was a Go Wizard, he could have intended to cast emergency exit and then proof away.
Have we not been over this? Slick ain't a wizard. He never used magic in any of his jobs, and he's on record committing hate crimes against sympathizers.
The hate crimes thing is new to me. Anyway, it could be a recent thing. Maybe he had a change of heart.
Maybe, but well, from what's left of his face, we can be pretty sure he doesn't have those tattoos.
Alright, those. Maybe the fire made the ink evaporate?
Let's move on to something plausible, kid.
I know exactly why he didn't escape. Because he wasn't immune to the fucking fire.
I think I've got it. Why Slick didn't just move out of the way.
Lay it on me.
He didn't move because he couldn't. That stop wizard could cast mass arrest momentum, which freezes things in place.
Oh, right, there's just a magic spell that does exactly the thing I was talking about. I guess I've got sort of a blind spot for people randomly breaking the laws of physics. 5 makes sense. That stop wizard cast all spells to try to stop the robber. Probably started with the freeze, then the memory.
And Flesh to Stone would have to be last, since he couldn't cast anything else if he was a statue.
Got it.
Hypothesis updated.
They tried to cast Flesh to Stone to finish the robber off, but since he was on fire, it counted as a status effect, and the stop wizard turned to stone. Okay. Looks like it failed somehow. Why would it fail? Wait, what is it asking? Why would it fail? Would it be because of the table? You know, it's at this point, I'm just going to start doing the one thing again. Let's start at the top.
All that ash. There's probably a lot of smoke, too.
Sure was. You got here late, but this place smelled awful when we showed up.
So maybe the fire itself interfered. If he got a lungful of smoke, he might have been too busy coughing to cast a spell.
Maybe. I get the feeling there's a more direct explanation, though.
You guys don't have, like, long-range anti-magic fields, right?
It's classified.
Okay, well, if you did have a way to cancel out magic like that, would it be able to interfere here?
That's classified.
But,
Lots of things are classified. But no, nothing like that would have been involved in this case.
okay, moving on. I think we kind of have to go with the obvious here.
The obvious.
I mean, he's super dead. Slick here shot him. That just seems like the sort of thing that would stop him from casting a spell, you know?
That spell doesn't have any weird failure conditions like with the statue thing.
Nope, nothing like that. I think it's just you can't cast a spell if you're not alive. I mean, unless you're a lich or something. I'm just not going to worry about the undead right now.
You sure he didn't get shot after he cast the spell and failed?
Well, I don't think there's really anything else that could have stopped him from casting it. Bullet is definitely looking like the most likely suspect here.
Alright then, I'll take your word for it, magic expert. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Fine. Is that enough? Are we done? We know what happened. Robert burst in, the dead guy started a fire, the robbers just shot him, and Statue Man messed up at magic so bad that everyone died. You think that'll satisfy the chief, Leo?
I mean, it all checks out. I can't think of a reason not to write this up and turn it in.
Wait, hold on a second. I don't think our explanation actually holds up here now that I think about it. That fire tripped the alarm at 2:35, 25 minutes after the gunshot. Could the fire really have started before the wizard got shot? It could just be that it took that long to get big enough to trip the smoke detector, but that'd be awfully convenient. And another thing, what about all that stuff I wasn't supposed to touch?
What about all that stuff?
Like the bathtub with the curtain over it, or the other pages of that book on the table. We're just going to let those things be a mystery?
I'm afraid we can't disturb the crime scene without probable cause to link the specifics to the crime.
But how are they not linked?
You never proved they were.
Well, they're related to some crime, right? The spellbook on the table is proof that they were illegally practicing magic.
Well,
I'm afraid we don't have a warrant to investigate arcane misdemeanors. We only have a warrant to investigate the violent incident. So just go home. Weren't you the one complaining about having to bother with this in the first place? Or do you just want to look at that spellbook so you can peek out its magic?
Hey, shut up. I'm completely clean, got it? I'm not gonna violate my parole in front of two cops anyway. At least not in a way they can see.
Huh? Why should we trust you?
Why should you trust me not to read spellbooks in front of... Wait a minute.
you figured something out, Seeker?
No, he didn't. It doesn't matter.
I'm not allowed to turn the pages of that spellbook because we don't have a warrant, right?
Absolutely. Don't you dare go and touch that thing.
Wait a minute, Seeker, you...
Just to be clear, I'm not allowed to flip through spellbooks unless I have a good reason to think they're connected to the crime.
Yes, you... Wait.
Interesting. So when I went over to the bookshelf and went through those other spellbooks, I was breaking the rules, right?
Yes, you were. Leo, arrest him.
I don't think I'm about to do that, actually.
It just seems pretty funny to me that you didn't have anything to say when I was checking out those books. You sure were quick to remind me of the rules, except when those rules meant we couldn't figure out our easy little explanation here.
Wait, Seeker, are you accusing Opal of...
Obstruction of justice? Something like that.
What? That's impossible. This is not your business anyway.
Like maybe she knows something about this case that she doesn't want us to know. Leo, my man, you wouldn't happen to have arrived on the scene after a forensic expert, would you?
That's...
meaningless. It's meaningless. I didn't touch anything besides checking the bodies. Why would I want to do that?
Because you're a jealous harpy who wants to see my career go up in flames.
What was that? What'd you mutter just then?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm certainly not going to just believe Seeker's claims. He's a loose cannon.
Good.
Hey, boss, what's the big idea?
But he's making a serious accusation I think it might be worth looking into. I might not be authorized to open up new magic cases.
Wait.
But I got the authority to perform an internal investigation on subordinate personnel, and it looks like a bunch of things in this room are all materially relevant to the investigation or what have you.
This is unfounded. It probably counts as harassment. I'm going to the HR.
If you like, have fun with that. Seeker, I just got one question for you this time. Is there any proof that the story Dr. White wants us to believe can't possibly be true? You can investigate anything in this room as much detail as you want now.
Alright, let's see what we've got under here. What? What am I looking at here?
Huh, what's that gray stuff?
It's, concrete. This bathtub's all stopped up with concrete.
Really?
No, it's actually fondue, and I'm messing with you for no reason.
Fondue?
What? No, I was being sarcastic. Wasn't that obvious?
You thought it would be obvious that you weren't messing with me for no reason. As if that were something you would never really do.
Okay, that's fair. But seriously, it's just solid concrete in this thing.
The heck does that mean?
I might have some idea.
I don't have any fucking idea.
Yeah, this guy's still a statue.
Can I help you?
Yeah. See? What do you have against Leo? So it sounds like you and Leo have beef.
You could say that.
Like he said you were his wife's ex or something.
You could certainly say that. Or you could say that he stole my good girlfriend.
Okay, geez, I'm out of my depth here, but, well... I guess I'm just not really seeing it. Like, Leo, we're talking about the same guy here. That guy couldn't charm his way out of a paper bag.
Well, obviously, I don't know what he did. He started talking to her, and all of a sudden she hated me, just like that.
So, what are we talking? Brainwashing magic? Because as hard as it is to believe he could smooth talk a lady, it's even harder to believe he could figure out how to work complex mind spells.
I wouldn't put it past him. He's a buffoon, but he's also scummy. Scummy enough to hire black market help.
Okay, that's even harder to believe. Leo's the biggest square I know. Or octagon, but same diff.
You don't know him. Don't underestimate that man.
Okay. Your girlfriend, his wife, what's she like?
She's you've met her. She's the chief of police.
Wait, that was her?
You'd have to remember her. She's the most beautiful woman in the world.
Are we thinking of the same lady? With the scars and the cigarette teeth?
That's her, yes?
No accounting for taste, I guess. But like, what's she like? She didn't really say anything to me when she was signing off on my papers.
She's just, you don't understand. She was mine, that we had a bond.
Okay, I'm gonna step off here. Hello, Bill. I know, dude, what gives, am I right? Hey, what's this?
What's what?
Well, I moved this guy's coat over a little and it looks like there's some kind of hole in him.
A hole?
I mean, it's tiny and the flesh is all gross and charred around it, so I'm not sure, but I think maybe Slick 'em Up got shot?
Let's not jump to conclusions, but keep that in mind. Maybe it'll be useful information.
I know exactly what that hole was. The hole was this hole. And what's this? I just turned it off. Fuck.
Slick 'em Up's well done cadaver. Yep, it's gross. Yeah, this guy's still a wizard. Nothing new here. I already looked this thing over and Opal didn't make a peep about it. Bathtub full of concrete. Do I want to know why this is here? Now that I can touch stuff, well, I still can't touch this thing. It's a hologram.
You rummage around in the ash pile.
The heck are you doing, Seeker?
Just making sure there's nothing else in this pile we missed. Which, nope, probably just gave myself 3 cases of lung cancer for nothing. Maybe these candles hid something important by melting on top of it.
Chip away some of the wax.
Nothing.
You lift the table up a little, making sure there's nothing trapped underneath.
Nothing. Yeesh, I don't think I'm gonna get too up close and personal with the dead body. But huh? The bullet hole's kind of weird. Is that how they normally look?
Huh?
Yes, that's how they normally look.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of bullet holes in my day, and that one's unusually tidy.
Well, I'm just gonna make a note of how the evidence has changed.
Okay, so I got it. So he's the one that got shot. I got it. He got shot by somebody. He cast, somebody casted a whole spell on him. She was the person. I guess. I don't know. But this guy got shot. That was the gunshot, and she moved the gun over to him. Perfect.
So, now that we can touch stuff, you won't mind if I take a closer look at this bad boy, right?
That bottle is staying right where it is, kid.
Come on, they're dead. Finders keepers, right?
I will put you into jail, Seeker. You steal that, and I will put you into jail.
Alright, sheesh. An expensive bottle of fancy virgin's blood. Looks like they only used up about half. I'm sure Leo won't mind if I pocket it when we're done here. Let me look at this guy again. It's a dead go wizard. Looks like he got shot right in the chest. Alright, I can finally dig into the sweet, sweet tome.
For investigation purposes and not for illegal knowledge purposes.
Right, sure. Huh.
What is it?
Well, this book. It's sort of a religious text for a demon cult.
So it's a spell book then.
What? No, dude. Don't you know anything about magic?
Don't I, the cop, do illegal things like no one thinks about magic?
Seriously, man. Dealing with this stuff is your job.
And calling in ex-cons like you to handle the magic side of things is part of that job.
Whatever. Anyway, the difference is, most magic is about trapping demons and forcing them to give you powers. Worshipping demons is a totally different thing. These guys must have been total kooks.
I could have told you that. How's that relevant?
Well, stop magic and go magic are derived from a ring of elemental demons, which are known for being more hierarchical, better organized. They got more of a social structure than most of the slavering murder beasts down there.
Good for them. Get to the point.
The point is, this book tells demon worshippers how to ask the elemental demons for stuff, rituals for buying magic instead of taking it by force. This ritual was supposed to be an animal sacrifice. They had to light 5 candles around a pentagram and sacrifice a live goat. And what that ritual was supposed to be, a shortcut to leveling up and stop magic and go magic from the first level to the second.
Wait, what?
Meaning, those guys were already level 2.
Well, that means...
Yeah, I think we have the answer to your question right here. Let's recap real quick. What we thought happened was that the Go Wizard tried to cast Emergency Exit and the Stop Wizard cast Flush the Stone, right?
A bunch of other stuff happened, but yeah.
Right, but if they never finish that level up ritual, that means they're not level 2. And since those 2 spells were level 2 spells, that means they couldn't have really used them.
Wait, what? But that guy's definitely a statue. If it wasn't a flesh to stone backfire, how did that happen?
He was literally put in fucking concrete. Holy shit. I just connected that just now. That son of a bitch was put in a concrete bath. Damn.
And if the Gold Wizard couldn't cast Emergency Exit, why would he set himself on fire?
Hold it. How do you know they didn't complete the ritual? You're jumping to conclusions.
Oh, right. I think there's more than enough evidence to show that, but might as well nail that down.
Just be sure. How do we know they didn't complete the ritual yet? Is that out of the question? Okay, yes, that is out of the question, because we look at the pentagram table.
I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? There was that whole fire situation. The hay went up in flames, and that burned down the table, so that ritual couldn't go through. Not sure why we're even.
Hold it.
Why?
That kind of logic, that doesn't mean anything.
Care to explain? Looks pretty open and shut to me.
You can't corner me with that. You're forgetting a key possibility. That ritual, they could have already performed it.
Dude, no, the pentagram's blank,
So nothing. That ritual only leaves. It's not that complicated. No runes. You're assuming that that Slick showed up before the ritual without evidence.
Nuts, you're right, I guess.
Of course.
But no, there's no way it could have happened before Slick arrived.
But bluffing, you can't prove that.
Can't I?
Because of the goat, actually.
Well, we got one piece of conclusive evidence right here.
Huh?
That's right, goat. It's you.
The goat? What's the goat got to do with anything?
The description of the level up ritual, it requires sacrificing the goat. Since the goat's still alive and there's no sacrificed goat corpses lying around, and since they never lit the ritual candles, come to think of it, they couldn't have completed the ritual, so they couldn't be level 2.
And that means nothing. It means nothing. They could have already been level 2. Just because that book had that spell in it. Who says they were casting it? This is all you can't prove. Maybe I can't prove nothing, Opal, but it's painting one heck of a picture. If I were you, I'd get ready to defend yourself to the Division Tribunal. Because convincing me you weren't up to anything, that ship sailed halfway across the globe. You can't do this. Do what? I ain't done a thing yet, Wida. Except, of course, for my job. If you want to keep yours, I suggest you do it. Cooperate with the investigation. I'll continue cooperating with the investigation. You can't prove I've been doing anything else. That'll have to do. And if it doesn't...
Hey, boss, how about we cool our jets a little and finish the job, yeah?
Oh, right, back on task.
Presumptuous, spoiled piece of garbage. You talking about me, Wida?
What? No, I was talking about... I wasn't talking about anyone. You didn't hear anything.
Right.
Access updated.
No, the wizard... Yeah. Let me do something.
Okay, I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks?
Yeah, you moved that curtain to cover up the bathtub.
I moved the curtain.
Yeah, we all saw it. It was spread just wide enough to cover the whole thing.
And why would I do that?
You wanted to hide what was in the tub.
Is that so? What exactly did I hide?
The fact that it was full of concrete.
And that's relevant to the crime. How?
Hang on, I'll talk to Leo.
Can I help you?
Yeah, okay, I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks?
Yeah, you moved Slick's coat over to cover up his wound.
Oh, and how do you know that? That coat could have simply settled as he fell. You don't have reason to suspect I tampered with anything.
We got plenty of reason to suspect.
But you can't prove it.
Yeah, but we both know what you did.
I deny your accusations.
Okay, I'm wise to your tricks. Yeah, you didn't want us to know what was on the other pages of that book.
What do you mean? Why would that matter?
You didn't want us to know they were trying to reach level 2. You wanted us to think they were already there so we'd get the wrong answer. Because, you want to make Leo look incompetent or whatever.
I didn't touch that book. I did nothing but remind you of the rules. Even if your accusations are right, I committed no crime.
Technically?
Technically?
Yeah, I guess technically counts.
If they didn't do the ritual and wasn't flesh the stone statue, how'd that statue get there? I don't know exactly how that statue got there.
There's no way this is what happened, is it?
No way, what's what happened?
Why else would Opal hide it with a curtain, though? She had to think it would give the answer away.
Hide what? Yes, hide what? I didn't hide anything.
The bathtub full of concrete. You covered it with that curtain so we wouldn't know what was inside.
That's preposterous. If it was involved in some sort of trick, the perpetrator could have done it.
Sure, right? The perpetrator who totally knew the ins and outs of ridiculous police bureaucracy and would plan around it.
Plan around what? You're still not explaining.
Sorry, boss, let me clue you in. That statue, not a statue, but it is the Stop Wizard.
What? How's that?
Easy, that bathtub. He filled it up with quick-dried concrete mix, took a dip, and then climbed out. He took that pose before it dried, and now he's hiding inside a concrete shell, holding very still, hoping we don't call his bluff.
That's the craziest in a long line of crazy explanations you've cooked up, Seeker. I should have known it was just another joke.
No, I'm serious. Why else do you think Opal was so opposed to us checking underneath? It's a pretty wacky idea, but it's the only thing that fits the evidence.
Good Lord, you're serious. And you're right, we have to consider that possibility, even though I still want to know why he'd do that.
Want to crack him open and ask? I bet he's sweating in there, worried we're gonna see through him.
No.
Huh?
Seeker, a word. Leo brings you in close. If you're right, the perp might bolt. Let's wait until we gather more evidence first.
What, you don't think you can arrest him?
It's a toss-up. If he casts that mass arrest momentum thing, we could slip out while we were stuck.
So you want me to take him on my magic against his?
Negative. Still, I want you to confirm this. If he's really in there, we need a hole somewhere to breathe through.
Oh, good thinking. I'll take a look.
Hold it. If you find it, don't tell me. Instead, lie after you check it out. Say that it looks like a normal statue to you. Should make him think we lost a scent.
And if it really is a normal statue,
Then say the same thing, but turn around and give me a thumbs down. He won't see it.
got it.
You look over the statue, searching for a breathing hole. Is that...
Well, dang.
Dang.
Looks like we were wrong. This is definitely just a normal statue. Nothing weird about it.
And
And nothing. That's all I got to say on the matter.
all right then, keep your voice down from now on. Don't want them overhearing.
Roger. One thing though, can we just use the normal font size and the player can pretend we're being quiet?
Huh? What are you on about?
I mean, it'd be annoying to read this tiny font for the rest of the game, right?
Sure, whatever. I got more important things to worry about. Containment team, enter the building and stand by to apprehend a magic user on my signal.
And type of fascium gargantum non diegesius. Testing, testing. Yep, that'll do the trick.
Access updated.
Huh. Is it time for another classic case of... Because we have all the evidence, right? We would 100% have all the evidence. So it's time to do the classic. Just go through everything.
Well, if we assume we knew there was going to be a fire, maybe the idea was to make himself fireproof by coating himself in concrete. Since concrete doesn't burn, he'd be safe even if the fire got out of control.
Huh. I can see that maybe, but it doesn't sound like a solid plan. That concrete shell would turn into an oven real quick. Maybe it won't burn, but he'd bake. And with those breathing holes in the beard, he'd have to worry about smoke inhalation. If the idea was safety, it was a heck of a boneheaded move.
Maybe it was a boneheaded guy.
Maybe, but let's make sure he didn't have a better reason first.
If you want to know why you do something like that, I think you just need to look outside.
Outside? What's outside?
Only your police perimeter, you know, the one you established around the building when the crime was reported. Like, well, if he didn't if he didn't get frozen by flesh to stone, you'd have just arrested him on the spot. That gunshot earlier was loud enough to get your attention, and he'd have known you were on your way. Good thing he's totally dead or he'd be in handcuffs right now.
I see.
Once we wrap this up, we can all go home and leave that statue sitting in this abandoned apartment. It'll be totally unguarded, but who cares, right? Everyone in this room is dead as a doornail.
Yep, there's no reason to keep up a perimeter since we don't have any living suspects.
Oh well.
Access updated.
Really? I doubt that was the one. I think I'm just fucking it up. And there's multiple different things. But who knows?
We know the wizards were trying to level up with that sacrificial ritual, but they didn't finish it. Instead of trying to flee the scene while we were on the lookout, one decided to fake his death and leave when the heat died down. Instead of casting flesh to stone, the stop wizard mixed up stone concrete and the tub faked his own petrification. The gold wizard couldn't cast emergency exit. Why would he set himself on fire?
You know what I think?
What?
I think apple empanadas are delicious. I could really go for an apple empanada.
Huh? I mean, yeah, sure, but we're working here.
What if I told you I knew exactly why that wizard started the fire?
Well, there'd be...
Would you treat me to breakfast at the food trucks after you finished here? Buy me an ample empanada or two?
What if you tell me you know why the wizard started the fire?
Exactamundo, boss.
I think if you do that, I'll not add any more time to your parole, kid. You don't get a prize for doing what you're told. Empanadas do sound good, though.
Is that
Sure, what the heck, we'll get a bite after the job hit me.
well, slick him up spotty, see? Notice how he's not alive for fire-related reasons?
Hadn't escaped my notice, yeah? What about it?
Well, the stuff we've learned sort of throws his cause of death into question. He was killed by the fire, right? There's no other murder weapons around, so can we just assume the wizard used the fire as a murder weapon?
That's what we already assumed, right?
Well, we know that happened, but we thought it was for a different reason. We know the wizard couldn't cast emergency exit, though, so he wouldn't have started a fire for that. So why start the fire at all? It's gotta be because he intended to make sure Slick burned.
I don't know about that. Why use that to kill the guy? He was trapped by mass arrest momentum, right? They could have done it any number of ways. They wouldn't need an actual weapon if they had him frozen. There's all kinds of creative ways to kill someone who can't fight back.
I guess you would know all about that, right?
I investigate a lot of homicides, kid.
Right, so
we needed some reason to pick a fire to kill him. Something they needed to hide. You're not getting any empanadas until you tell me what that is.
Seriously?
Get to it, kid.
Access updated.
Oh, that's just telling me I have all the evidence, so I'm just gonna go through all of it.
Maybe the idea was to have the goat dispose of the corpse. Yeah, you're a real foodie, right? Too snobby to eat a human corpse if it hasn't been prepared properly, right? Sure, but if it's been cooked golden brown, that's another ballgame, isn't it? A likely story.
Is this normal for him? I wouldn't say that. Seeker ain't got a normal.
What if the fire wasn't supposed to burn something in this room?
Huh? What you think? You wanted to burn the whole place down?
Not necessarily the whole place. It's mostly stone construction, so I doubt that'd work anyway. But with portable hole, they could open a hole to one of the adjacent rooms and burn something in there. Maybe they owned that room too and had some evidence in there they wanted to destroy.
Well, hang on a moment. Pulaski, you check out the rest of the floor yet? No, yeah, I know, okay. Are you kidding me? Who'd even do that?
What's up?
Radioed my guy checking out the neighbors. Seems the room to the left's vacant, nothing in there. And on the right, no one's in right now, but landlord says it's an indoor apiary hobbyist.
Oh, who's a what's it?
Bees. A lot of bees. Meaning if setting the next room on fire was the plan. The plan was to infuriate a swarm of stinging insects.
Right, which would never, ever, 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 ever be anyone's plan ever, so never mind. So he didn't set himself on fire. There's all those spell books lying around. Could have been he was trying to hide evidence of magic.
What, by burning it all?
Yeah, started a fire to burn the books and magic spell components and stuff. He got it set aflame himself a little bit in the process, but that was just an accident. Probably explains where the reversing rune sticker sheets went to. Into the fire.
Maybe, but seems like the fire only got to part of the room. Apart from that sticker sheet theory, it doesn't look like he actually got around to burning much.
'Cause he got shot, I guess?
I don't know, it seems like he wouldn't go around trying to destroy evidence while Slick was still alive.
Huh? But that's the order of the deaths. Now I'm just confused.
You and me both, kid. Can't go with that idea when it's clear the plan didn't come close to working, though. There's gotta be something else to this. I know what else. I just realized what the fuck was going on. I just realized what the fuck happened. This guy, or the goat, is being cast this. He casted that. The thing, this dude was here. He tried to shoot this guy. This guy put a sticker sheet on this, direct it back to him, and direct it back to him. This guy then casted a hole in himself, and poured a wax in the hole and around him. Both of these guys are the murderers. They killed Slick 'em Up. But we're still gonna go through everything.
Maybe they, wanted to make it look like Slick was trying to cast emergency exit?
Huh?
Like, they burned him so it looked like he tried to walk into the fire, and so, well, nuts, his face is still intact enough to tell he doesn't have the tattoos. I guess that wouldn't work. How about this? He set the fire to hide the tattoos on him and his friend.
Huh? How so?
Well, those would give them away as Gowen's top wizards if someone investigated, so the plan was to just burn them right off.
Off his friend's back and his own face.
Drastic times call for drastic measures.
And that was his first priority, with Slick pointing a gun at him. Hide the tattoos the guy'd already seen.
Yeah, that'd make more sense if Slick wasn't there and if it was to fool us.
Not a lot more sense, mind you. You're still proposing the guy's plan was to burn off his own face.
Okay, yeah, maybe not brilliant idea number one. Maybe Slick started the fire somehow. That living memory incriminates him pretty hard, and he thought a fire would disrupt it.
I don't know about that. Slick's never been one to cover his tracks. He's a type that hits and runs.
Well, maybe he tried to be more careful this time.
Maybe. It doesn't look like he had a way to start a fire, though.
The muzzle flash from his gun, I guess?
No, that doesn't work. Landlord only heard one gunshot. If he fired a second time to start a fire, someone would notice.
Dang. Maybe it was tied how he actually died.
Wait, what?
That mass arrest momentum spell, maybe they used it to kill him some other way. and they wanted to hide that cause of death by blaming the fire.
Sounds plausible now that I think about it, but what's that actual cause of death? Is there some evidence on the body that give it away?
Maybe. The idea was to add heat to make the stop wizard shell dry on faster.
Dry on.
Yeah, it was liquid concrete, right? So to make sure it set quickly, he cooked it a bit.
Maybe, but this level of destruction's a little excessive for... Wait, no, the gold wizard got shot before the fire got big enough to trip the alarm. Why would he be working on a disguise like that while Slick was in the room? Leaving aside why he'd be working on that at all.
Yeah, the timeline doesn't really match up, does it? The fire somehow distracted the police from the bottle of blood.
Wait, what?
That's right, it was some trick by the culprit to replace the blood with a fake. They stole that extra virgin's blood for themselves and replaced it with a clever decoy.
Wait, what's all this mean?
It means that blood right there is a fake. And since it's a fake and not relevant to the case, that means I can just...
For Pete's sake, no, you can't have the deuced blood.
What's it gonna take, man? That bullet hole in the wizard, is that connected to the other bullet holes somehow? The idea was to burn up the wizard's robes and make us think he was actually a nudist.
Hey, wow, yeah, what a fascinating reason to stop talking.
Maybe the idea wasn't to get rid of himself or obfuscate anything. Maybe it was just to get rid of those candles, burn them away.
Except without a wick, without capillary action, wax doesn't burn, it melts.
And why would he want to get rid of the candles anyway? There's way more incriminating stuff lying around.
Fine. The fire was close to that table. Maybe it was the table that was supposed to burn away, to hide evidence of some kind of magic.
Well, if it was, the plan didn't work. Looks like only a couple of legs really burned, though. You can still see that empty magic circle.
What if it wasn't empty? What if it had writing written in, something that burned away really fast?
I'd expect some scorch marks on the surface of the table then.
I don't know, there's flash powders that can burn away pretty quickly without leaving a trace. I used them myself back when I was practicing easy cleanup.
Huh, well then, that could have been it, but didn't you say those class-lock wizards couldn't do other magic?
Well, no other spells, but there could have been some ritual for doing something other than getting spells. Still, if that's the case, we've hit a dead end, that stuff's gone. And I think there's something else a little more obvious that burned up. Maybe they had some sort of gray dusty powder that they needed to hide, like leftover concrete mix, for instance. Maybe they converted their hay into ash so they could hide the stuff they need to set up that tub. If they mixed it into the ash, we'd never know, and the paper bag it came in would burn up too.
That theory actually ain't half bad. Thing is, I don't see how it pertains to Slick 'em Up's death.
Yeah, that's still a mystery.
My guess is there's another reason they started the fire, and hiding the mix was just convenient.
Maybe the obvious answer is that the fire did exactly what it was supposed to do.
What do you mean by that?
It wasn't to set the gold wizard on fire, that was an accident. The point of setting the hay on fire was to get rid of the hay.
Makes sense, but what would the point of that be?
Hard to say. What sort of problem can having hay around cause for them? Maybe Slick was there to steal the hay, and he set it on fire so that Slick wouldn't have anything to steal and he'd leave.
That's gotta be it. Slick 'em Up was known far and wide as the Hay Bale Bandit, so that makes a lot of sense.
Wait, seriously?
No, your idea was dumb.
It wasn't that dumb, it's just, well, okay, I can't think of a reason they need to get rid of the hay.
Well, keep poking around.
Well, you know that little hole we found in him up's body?
Yeah, what about it?
I think that's the actual cause of death.
The actual cause of death, you mean?
It wasn't the fire. Why kill someone with the fire that burns down half your apartment? Like you said, there's loads of better ways. But whatever killed him, they didn't want us to know what it was. They needed a fake cause of death. Something that burned away any spilled blood, cauterize the wounds, and distract us so we wouldn't notice. I bet Opal noticed when she checked out the body and made sure his coat was hiding it from us. Couldn't have us noticing something like that, right?
You're making, these are baseless accusations. You can't prove, I didn't touch the body.
Well, that's compelling, but
I'm not done. The fire pulled double duty, right? It had the real cause of death pretty well, but it also played into their other trick. I bet the wizard used it to char his own robes, just that we think he could cast emergency exit. That thing where they wanted us to think they were level 2, remember? And of course, it happened sometime after the gunshot that killed him.
It all starting to add up. I got some more questions about that real cause of death, but I'm gonna put a pin in them for now. You have your empanadas, kid.
Yes.
So this is the whole hypothesis. The gold wizard started a fire not to cast emergency exit, but to hide Slick's real cause of death, a bullet hole in the chest. So we know there's a stop wizard in that statue.
Which is why we've been whispering all of this, even though the front size is normal.
Huh? Yeah, I know my ears are font size.
We talked about this. The tiny font for whispering would be annoying to read constantly, so I cast a spell to...
Kid, leave the fourth wall alone. You know that's not funny anymore, right? That kind of meta nonsense has been played out for almost a decade now.
Has it? What do you think, player?
Seriously, cut it out. We're on the verge of solving this case. No thanks to a certain forensic scientist.
I maintain that you can't prove anything, and you haven't solved anything yet. It's all just guesswork, except for how the statue has suspicious breathing holes in spirit, of course.
Right, the stop wizard faked his death, and the gold wizard started a fire to hide how Slick died. Question is, if Slick's got that bullet hole in him, and there was only the one gunshot, how come we got 2 corpses with gunshot wounds?
Well, do we? Maybe one's faking his death, just like the stop wizard.
Possible. I think we ought to get some things straight first. Let's start by figuring out exactly what happened with that gunshot. If we can figure that out, the rest should be easy.
Sounds good. So the question we're asking first is,
someone had to pull the trigger on that gun. Do we have any way to know who it was?
I know exactly who pulled the gun. It was... I mean, Slick's the one holding it. Doesn't that nail it down?
Not quite. If one of the wizards used it, they could have planted it in the victim's hands. Classic move trying to make a murder look like a suicide.
What about fingerprints? Can we check the gun to see if anyone else used it? I'm afraid not. The gun was caught in the flame along with Slick, so well, fingerprints are the residue left behind by skin oil, and that oil would have burned away. Oh dang, I guess that's another reason they started the fire, maybe.
Then the,
Yeah, man, it only been staring us in the face for the past however long.
Staring us in the face.
That hologram, man, it's a living memory spell. An image is something the caster remembers. Unless the stop wizard got tricked into seeing someone fire a gun who didn't. We got as good as photographic evidence that Slickum fired a gun at the Go Wizard.
It's only as accurate as his memories, though. From the looks of that statue and his buddy over there, we're looking at someone who's getting on in years. You sure it's not just some sort of weaponized senility here?
I guess that's possible. That kind of falls under him being tricked, though. Isn't it simpler to assume it just worked the way it says it works?
It's just, our working theory is that the wizards covered up the real cause of death, a bullet wound. If you're so sure Slick fired the gun, then how in Sam Hill did he die from it?
Oh, don't worry about that. I think I've got that one figured out.
Yeah?
I think there's one piece of evidence that'll turn things around.
How did he die from it?
Brother, it's from the... Okay, I think I finally get how this one figures into things. How does a bullet get fired, but suddenly turn around and end up in the one who fired it? Reversing rune.
What? That magic sticker thing?
Yeah, they took one of those stickers, slapped it on the bullet, and bang, returned to sender. Explains how the only gun in the room managed to kill the guy holding it, right? Slick's real cause of death was a gunshot, right, Opal?
Yes, his burns aren't nearly severe enough to kill him, not quickly anyway.
Right, and I'm gonna assume you just figured that out right now and didn't know that all along and keep it secret.
Because I'm completely innocent of the charges against me, right?
So, killed by his own bullet, reversing rune. How about that?
Well, there's 3 problems with that.
Well, lay 'em on me, we can figure it out.
First off, we didn't find any sticker sheet lying around. Would he even have access to that?
Well, we didn't find it, but it'd be a piece of paper. He could have flushed it down the toilet, left it in the concrete bath, or more likely he just burned it. That'd be another reason to set a fire, right? To hide that evidence.
Makes sense. Second, though, how the heck do you imagine they put a sticker on a moving bullet?
A moving bullet, huh?
And third, the Go Wizards clearly got a hole in him. If the bullet killed Slick and not him, well, what happened there?
So if it wasn't the bullet, actually, I think I might have a few ideas about that one.
For real? Well, alright then, if you think you can explain that, then let's make it happen. The stop wizard used one of the... We'll read that in the end. How was it possible to apply a sticker to...
Actually, I think the answer to that question answers another question, too.
Huh? What question?
Not one we asked, but you could see the bullet in the living memory, right?
Yeah, so the stop wizard saw the guy shoot. What are you getting at?
Well, you ever see a gunshot, Leo? Like, you ever actually see the bullet?
Huh.
It's normally too fast to see, right? But the memory shows a bullet hanging right there in that exact spot. You got a good look at it.
Where are you going with this?
I'm thinking that this isn't a snapshot of the moment the bullet was fired. I think when Slick fired the gun, the stop wizard was casting a different spell.
A different spell, like
Mass Arrest Momentum. The spell freezes everything in view, which probably included his friend over there. He had Slick, a bullet, and the Go Wizard all frozen in place, and he needed to do something before it wore off. He couldn't get his buddy out of the way, so instead he took one of the Go Wizard stickers and held it in front of the bullet. Then once he dispelled the freeze, bang, the bullet started moving again and hit the sticker.
wait, wouldn't it rebound and hit the gun, not Slick?
I don't know a lot about ballistics, but I do know recoil is a thing. You can actually kind of see it in the hologram. His arms already started moving off center. If you line it up, it looks like if you flip the bullet around, it goes straight for where we saw the wound.
So it would. Color me impressed, kid. With that out of the way, let's just wrap up the rest of this.
Slick was the one who really got shot. What happened to the Go Wizard? He put a hole in him.
You know what I think? I think the Go Wizard here is just like the Stop Wizard.
What, not really dead? He ain't breathing. There's a hole in his chest and there's blood everywhere. You really want to try and explain all that without saying he's dead?
You know what? I think I do want to do that, Leo.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Like, let's start with the hole. It's unnaturally round and tiny, right? Not typical for a bullet hole.
Sure, but the bleeding and the not breathing are real typical.
Yeah, I get to that. But you know, portable hole makes temporary non-destructive holes and stuff. The spell lists a maximum radius, but doesn't say anything about a minimum radius. If he cast it on himself, he could create the appearance of a bullet hole without actually getting hurt.
I see. Well, that's great, but without actually getting hurt clearly ain't what happened here. Unless you want to explain how we faked the bleeding and lack of pulse, too.
I don't think that's too hard to figure out, actually.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Was the wizard bleeding because of the...
What if it's not blood, but melted candle wax?
Candle wax?
Yeah, like they had more than just the 5 and melted the rest to look like blood.
Kid, there's a puddle of melted candle wax sitting right there. It's all hard and looks totally different.
Maybe, they use different kinds of candles with wax that looks different.
What kind of wax is a liquid at room temperature?
Magic wax?
Let's get serious, Seeker.
It could be magic wax. You don't know.
Okay, then it's the, Virgin's Blood.
I'm thinking this fake death idea is on the money now.
Huh, don't tell me you've got another harebrained explanation up your sleeve. That first thing made sense, but...
No, seriously, I've got it. Like, you see that blood all over the place? Who's to say it's his blood? They've got a half-empty bottle of the stuff sitting right there, don't they?
Well, half empty. The extra virgin's blood.
Or half full, depends on your perspective. But yeah, that puddle of blood is store-bought, not homemade.
Well, you can't explain away the blood in the hole, but, I mean, the guy ain't breathing. If he's not breathing, you can't tell his death fake.
Or can I?
Huh?
Come on, we're dealing with magic here. You really think it's that implausible?
I don't like it, but sure, maybe. I'm not gonna accept it unless you tell me how, though.
How do you fake no pulse?
If they were level 2, I could maybe say the, yeah.
Oh, that killed him, wouldn't it? Wasn't your whole idea that he faked his death?
Yeah, man, this one's tough.
Is it? Wasn't there something we've already used? Something that makes stuff stop moving?
Is it really this again? Is it really that again? To stop his heart from moving? I guess because if they all stopped. But no, then he couldn't catch... That's fucking stupid, but alright. I don't like this explanation. That explanation's kind of dumb.
Seriously, man, it's not that hard.
What is it? You really think this all ties together?
Yeah, man, like the blood was easy, and there was a spell that handled the fake hole, and there's one more spell we've already looked at before, one that fits this gap perfectly. That mass arrest momentum spell prevents all movement, including heartbeats. The target's in a kind of stasis like this. He can look super dead without actually being dead.
Huh? You really did it. Not that your whole theory isn't entirely bonkers, but you got one.
Bonkers. Pay attention, Leo. It fits the evidence.
Well, I'll be darned. You're not wrong. And you know what? We can verify this one. Let's just wrap up the rest of this and then we'll see about closing the case. The Stop Wizard used one of the Go Wizard's reversing rune stickers to send Slick's bullet right back at him. They could do that since the Stop Wizard cast Master Arrest Momentum as the gun fired. Using portable hole and a bottle of blood, they faked the Go Wizard's wound and hit his pulse by casting Master Arrest Momentum. So that's everything, right? We can speak freely now?
Right. So, type of facium diminum non digesios.
The heck was that?
Making the font size for whispering normal again, since we're not whispering anymore. See, now the font is tiny when I whisper.
God, we're still doing that bit? Look, ignoring that, you think them wizards elaborately faked their deaths so we'd leave?
Reversing rune, mass arrest momentum, portable hole, living memory, those are what they could actually use. Combine that with the bottle of blood, quick dry concrete, and a convenient fire to hide it and destroy evidence. They set up this whole scene to make us think everyone was dead and our job was done.
Seems like a mess of a plan. A lot of weird stuff around that gave it away, huh?
Well, they only had, 20 minutes after the gunshot to come up with something, right? And, it doesn't look like they were very smart.
Still assuming you're right, we almost got fooled.
Well, they couldn't have counted on it, but they had some outside help with their plan.
Huh?
The first person on the scene figured out their trick pretty quick, I bet. But they wanted to discredit the real investigation, so they helped cover up the dead giveaways. Once the cops looked around and found nothing, they claimed to have solved it themselves and get one up on the detective. Isn't that right, Dr. Wida?
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you really think I'd that someone who'd need to set something up make something Leo look bad? He's an incompetent. All I need to do is make him look bad is let him open his mouth.
Gee, Opal, why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Let's not.
No, you know what? You want the truth? This buffoon doesn't deserve his position. It's nepotism. He's the chief's husband. He stole her from me. This idiot.
Is that what this is about? I almost thought you had a more professional reason for hating on me.
Of course that's what this is about. You stole what I deserved.
Yeah, this is going to HR.
No, this is between you and me, Fleeny.
It really ain't, Wada. It's between me and Patty.
Should I really be listening to this?
It was her decision to get away from someone who was making her miserable.
Liar, she loved me.
And you flushed all that love down the toilet because you felt threatened by her accomplishments. A relationship ain't a contest. When she got promoted to chief, I didn't tell her she hadn't earned it.
Guys, do we really need all this third act drama here? It's kind of coming out of nowhere, and we just...
Quiet, wizard. This doesn't concern you.
You're right, Wada. It doesn't concern him. Let's not waste his time. We can see how Patty feels about keeping you on the force after this later. Right now, Seeker.
Yeah?
If you're right, then Statue Man's probably real nervous hearing me figuring him out. There's a team outside to grab him if he runs, but he's got that mass arrest momentum spell, right? I bet he freezes anyone who tries to stop him, meaning we need a plan of action here. And fast. You got some kind of dispel magic spell?
Dude, that's how magic works. Every spell's different, so countering them is always a custom job.
Well, great. You want those empanadas, you do that custom job.
Leave it to me, boss.
Resume! Well, I'll be. You're actually on the money, kid.
Of course I was right. All I ever say is completely correct ideas.
That ain't even slightly true, but I'll let it slip.
Silence! You small-minded fools, you'd have done best to leave us be.
Indeed, your confounded persistence will be your doom.
Sorry, fellas, but Leo just gave me free reign, so... Astral Contingency Supreme.
Whippersnapper. Mouse arrest. Momentum. There, let's go. Hold it, Clarence, he's not.
Ultimate Dominion.
Go on, let us retreat, Clarence. Portable hold. Oh, consort it, Julius, a warning. How did you get in my house? How'd you get in my house? Well, ma'am, I apologize. Burglar! Burglar! There's a burglar in my house! Clarence, I'm coming!
You think so, huh? I'll just... Whoa, Supreme Ultimate Dominion, hold your horses.
Now the emissary of Accelerism makes his exit. Portable. Oh, we got tased! Constitution saving throw, punk. Ma'am, I'm sorry, Magical hostile one level down went through the floor in close proximity to civilian. Go. Seeker, you okay?
Anyone get the number of that meteorite?
Get up, kid. We got him.
Oh, nice. I saved the day.
Well, not quite. I tasered one of them, and the lady with the frying pan downstairs got the other. In fact, your little fireworks show accomplished absolutely nothing.
Seriously?
Well, I guess it bought me enough time to break out of that freeze. So you know what? Yeah, sure. You did good.
Ahaha, of course I did. I'm Starseeker.
I can't give you an inch, can I?
What can I say? I'm...
Hold on. Yeah, right. I'll be right there. I'll be right back, boys. Downstairs need me for something.
So, you and me, huh? Anything you want to say?
Why'd you help him?
Kay?
Fleeny, why'd you take his side?
Why'd I do my job?
If you want to put it like that, you're only being forced to do this because of him, right? He's the one who caught you and put an end to your magical mayhem.
Yeah, got me good.
So don't you hate him?
Not really. He's the one who kept me out of jail, too.
So you could be his personal lackey, sure. You think it was out of the goodness of his heart?
I mean, I guess not, but it was sort of a win-win.
You didn't want any revenge on him?
He's pretty chill for a cop, honestly. So no, I'm not feeling it.
You don't know what he's like. If you knew the real, you don't know.
Man, I don't know if I can trust you to be objective about that.
We aren't going to see eye to eye yet. You better watch your back, Seeker. You're dead. You're dead meat if you get in my way.
Is that so?
Well, not if you get in his way first. I'll say it again. Watch yourself, Lizard.
Wada, the crew downstairs needs you to check out the broken window.
Fine.
Yeesh, he's in the mood, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
So, you ready for those empanadas?
Right, yeah, man. Just, go ahead. I'll catch up with you. Gotta catch my breath.
Yeah, you took one heck of a bump on the head there. I'll be waiting. Oh, by the way,
Yeah?
I just thought you'd like to know. Lightning Bolt Mod makes your hair frizz up a skosh when you use it.
You...
Not that I know firsthand or anything, just picked up that tidbit somewhere.
You...
Just thought I'd share a fun fact. I'm sure it ain't relevant at all.
What? You...
Come on, Seeker, let's go get those empanadas. You earned them fair and square.
Yeah, I'll be right with you. And... Perfect.
Put it back, Seeker.
Man...
Good game. I enjoyed that game.